persist until the formation of the National Wrestling Alliance in 1948. The NWA as a central governing body, with its singular, undisputed world champion, would be absolute and undeniable. This control, combined with the expansion of the interstate highway system, and the inevitable popularity and availability of regional television, would usher in an era of wrestling that was defined by what would come to be known as the territory system. The territory system would dominate wrestling for nearly 4 decades, while the borders, authority, popularity, and obedience of individual NWA territories was in a near constant state of flux. To this day, the impact and influence of these territories is still felt. Each territory had its own signature promoter and star. While it is impossible to cram these characteristics into a static, concrete map, we are damn sure going to try anyway.
So open up your eyes way before it gets too late. Now one man, there's no way you can. With the streetlights running, don't give a damn. A simple explanation that you'll never find. Sinners never sacrifice. We never leave love alone. Is hate really worth the price? Look at what we've done. Never cared for compromise. Always threatening someone's life, and it feels like the end of the world.
All right, welcome Friday. It's This Week in Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
We took a week off.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think,
that's right. Yeah, the show was in hibernation.
Well, no,
It was taking a nap.
we took a little nap.
So now it's back.
Now it's back.
Yeah, and I don't even know what number this episode is, so leave me
Doesn't
alone.
matter. We're going to
yeah,
move
who
on
cares?
from that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us on Friday before SmackDown and Rampage. So we didn't get a chance to talk about it last Saturday. Again, it could be old news to many, and they could be like, why are we even talking about this at this point? But we want to appease ourselves.
That's hilarious to think that something that's not even weeks old is old news.
But it
Boy,
is.
what an impatient society we live in.
But I think
Wow.
I think we should have the right to talk about it.
Yeah, I think we've
it was
reserved
important
that.
to us, right?
Yeah, it's the Royal Rumble and stuff. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, overall thoughts before we get into matches. What was your overall evaluation, Pharaoh, on the Royal Rumble 2022?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Should we drink it now that it's been moved towards us?
We could pull it off the table.
I'm
if you
thinking
want.
about it. Well, we could.
Go ahead.
We could drink it and wind up under the table. Well, this Royal Rumble was... There are aspects of it that were great, and there were other aspects of it that were... But overall, I thought it was good. So there.
Did you come out of... First of all, I dig Saturday pay-per-views.
Yeah, I do too.
Much better than Sunday pay-per-views,
Yeah,
right?
because...
Not that I could stay awake on Saturdays, but
Yeah.
you get a little more chance of surviving
Yeah,
that,
and
right?
Sunday is closer to Monday.
Yeah,
So
right.
Saturday is really like, yeah, this is all right. Yeah, I agree.
So, what was the high point of the Royal Rumble to Jimmy Farrow?
Well, understand that Brock Lesnar is one of my probably top 10 most favorite wrestlers ever.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the first time
Oh,
I've heard
yeah.
you say that.
Yeah, well, he probably is. You
Okay.
know, I mean, it goes back to, when I was fortunate enough to be at the SummerSlam where he took the title from The Rock and The Rock was going to Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
That was the highlight for the Royal Rumble event itself to me, was just to see Brock Lesnar come out there and just clean house. He's supposed to be the main event,
What was the low light?
Well, I think I might have shot you a text or two, when it was happening. I was pretty pissed off with the, yes, it's old school. We can get into it if you want, but I thought it was kind of lame that that was a DQ.
All right, so
finish
let's have
between
at
Roman
it.
Reigns
So you were already
and
going to
Seth
get into
Rollins.
it.
Yeah,
Wow.
we can do it. Why not?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
let's
Explain
do it.
to the fans
Well,
why it was a low light.
fortunately, well, not that the internet percentages mean too much for the most part to me, but I'm gonna use them here. Why not?
Why not?
Works
Because
for
it's on
me.
your side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
works
you're
for
going to
me.
jump to the
I
crowd
don't
now
lump
when
me in
it
with
works
the
for you. But
don't
go
lump
ahead.
me in with the AEW.
I'm
people.
going to, but go ahead.
You
Why
are
not?
not. I was expecting kindness and understanding from you.
Go
But
ahead.
apparently, I have to take the Mike Monty route about doing this.
ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, it goes something like this. That finish absolutely sucked. Most people think it sucks. It sucks because you want to see some sort of definitive winner between the two. I didn't want to see Seth Rollins win by that kind of thing. I just felt that, and it's a feeling you get too when you're watching a match. It was a great match, by the way. They're having a killer match.
Absolutely.
It is absolutely killer. Those two are magic together. They were magic as partners. They're magic as
it's not
opponents.
even- it's
That's
not-
all great. But the gut feeling coming from the way I look at wrestling for how many decades we've both been doing this,
Right.
I'm watching this and I'm going, oh my God, he's not going to let go of him, and the ref's going to count to 5 and disqualify him. And here's the crime of it: after such a great match, wait for it. Boo. Your turn. Your turn.
So I couldn't disagree more.
Well, of course.
All right, but now
That's
obviously
fine.
I've heard all the young fans because they need that finish.
Well, thank you for lumping me in as a
Well,
young
you know,
fan. I appreciate it. Could you speak a little
when
louder,
when we
though?
had that conversation, because we did converse about this while it was going on.
Yeah.
And we did have this disagreement
We did.
while this
It's
was
like,
going
rare,
on.
rare.
So being old school,
Yes.
How
Both
many
of us.
times? How
Both
many
of us.
times did we see the DQ?
Yeah.
The count out.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Oh, sure.
We've seen Bob Backlund numerous times get crazy and
Yeah.
get a disqualification.
Yeah.
You've seen the days where I could remember
Yeah, I
Rocky
understand.
Johnson on channel.
But
Hold
let's
on.
also be fair, though. When we were kids and we were watching these things, we were going, yeah, that's just great. Bob Backlund got disqualified. And our guy had to wait for another chance
Well,
to eventually get pinned anyway.
Eventually,
It's like,
yeah.
well, our guy won. How did he win? Well, Bob went nuts and got disqualified. Wait for it. Boo. Okay, you were
Oh
saying?
my God! Back then it wasn't
It
boo.
was boo. They put the belt on my guy. He goes walking out of the arena, and then that Tunny dude comes along the next time.
No,
Nope. Boo. I don't like bullshit.
First of all,
Like, to me, it was bullshit.
it protected.
Let's have a winner.
It protected the
want a
legacy
winner.
of
They're
Roman
both
Reigns,
protected
and it
anyway
protect
after that great
If you
match.
had a complete
No
real
one was
finish,
going to lose face after the quality of
if
match they were
you-
having.
See, that's
No one's losing
that's
face.
the new
Not with their
generation thought.
resumes. No, it's not. I understand.
Roman Reigns
But
loses.
these guys both have
Roman
such a huge
Reigns-
body of work. That's not going to kill it
Okay.
if one guy gets pinned.
Hold on.
Huge body of
Roman
work.
Reigns loses. It destroys what's been built up to this
Well,
point.
here's what I'm trying to get at.
But wait a minute.
I
Seth
would
Rollins
prefer-
loses.
Well, you really think that Seth is
Yes,
destroyed?
it hurts him.
I don't think it destroys
Doesn't
him.
destroy him. It hurts. It destroys Reigns.
Right. Look,
It hurts.
There's no killer cross booking and the result happening here. Okay, let's not get cuckoo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If one or the other does get the pinfall, and I agree with you, it should be Roman. Okay, so at least in principle, we're agreeing on who should have gotten a definitive pinfall if one was to have occurred during this match. Then ended with let go of
then
him,
you
DQ.
can't. You
Boo!
close doors on Rollins maybe going against Lashley for WrestleMania.
Right.
That hurts that.
That's true.
Okay.
That is true.
To me,
Okay,
it's
but if you-
okay.
but I don't know what the long-term definitive plan is. With
No,
the
we
scripts
don't.
As I'm watching this,
But why-
I'm
why
having a
does-
natural fan reaction. Now, however, if we're both working in the back and you're saying this to me, like
Right.
we're going to have this finish because we're looking at the potential of Rollins and Lashley at WrestleMania, and we want both to be protected. Then I'm like, all right, fine, do the finish.
why can't
see
we
what I'm
have
getting
the
at, though?
double? Yes, I
It
do.
makes
But why
sense.
can't we have the double count out? Why can't
No,
we have
it's not that.
the DQ?
It's not. You know what?
Why-
I would have actually preferred a double count out. So it's not exact. It's that exact finish that they did that is just
Okay,
balls.
I will agree with you on the
Lame.
finish. Was like once he wrapped them in
Yeah,
there.
it's like-
you knew that was what the ending was going to
right.
be.
I
You
would have
saw it
preferred a double
coming.
count out where they're killing each other and refuse to even acknowledge the count. I would have rather have had that.
First of all, not to
You
make
know?
this an anti-AEW thing, but can I ask
yeah,
you
why
something?
Not? Go ahead.
When Roman Reigns comes out,
Yeah.
don't you feel like this is the big time?
Yeah, I
When
do.
that
Yes.
song hits,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you're like, this is the champion.
Yep.
This is
Yeah.
the
Well,
champion.
he's in the prime of his life. Look at him.
But when you hear CM Punk come out to Cult of Personality,
Right.
it's a great song.
Yeah.
A lot of nostalgia behind it
Sure.
with CM Punk. But you don't come out of it saying, this guy is the guy. You know what I'm saying? When Roman Reigns comes out, it's this guy's the guy.
I will meet you halfway with that statement.
Go ahead.
And you are half right. The CM Punk currently, when Cult of Personality hits, which will always forever be big time, that song, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, great song.
It's Cult of Personality. It's Living Color.
Well, the song itself is a great song.
That's what I'm getting at.
Right.
Okay. The CM Punk that comes out today, I couldn't agree with you more. That is not a Roman Reigns. That is not. However, I will say that 10, 12, the summer of Punk, all those years ago, the blowing the kiss to Vince McMahon,
Right.
the amazing match with your boy John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when Punk would come out back then in his 30s, early 30s, let's face it, definitely more buff, if there is such a thing in the Punk descriptions,
Right.
but more buff than he is today.
Mm-hmm.
With that music playing in the prime of his career, yes, that Punk was what Roman Reigns has finally gotten to achieve by turning heel, by having the great program with Heyman and Lesnar, the great rivalry with Lesnar, the history of the Shield just as another boost for his resume. Yeah, he is huge. He is big time. And honestly, his resume blows away at this point in many ways when you think about it, CM Punk's.
Oh, yeah. But
Like, ouch. Sorry, guys.
Roman Reigns,
You know?
in my opinion,
His WWE resume is insane.
number
We know
one,
that.
number one, Reigns is one of my favorite wrestlers.
I don't care
of
if
all
it's by
time.
option. Vince picked him, blah, blah, blah. This is the way booking works.
Like you mentioned, Lesnar, Reigns is
Yeah.
one of my favorite of all time. But in the history already, in my opinion, I'm going to keep saying it,
Yeah.
he's broken in the top 10. He's in the top 10.
In the history of the WWF, I absolutely agree. I would say you're right, and I don't even have to look at a list. I would
Right.
say as far as just factual booking history, what he did in the time period. You know, folks, we're going on 8 years since, his Shield
Yeah.
began. This is almost a decade of this. Could you imagine if Morocco had done this for a decade?
Well, just think about this.
Or our buddy Valentine?
One of the great feuds
know?
it's turning out to be is Lesnar and Reigns. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
it's amazing.
main
It's a
eventing,
good-
constant
yeah.
top event.
It's a legendary feud. Sorry, folks, and if you don't like the product, I understand, but you're also cheating yourself because there are some great matches in the WWE.
Stone
to this
Cold
day.
Steve Austin entrance, The Rock entrance,
Huge.
Lesnar's entrance,
Huge.
Roman Reigns' entrance,
Huge.
Real American.
Yeah,
Period.
huge.
That's it.
You know what, though? There are other incredible entrances that do feel huge. Because when you were doing this, I was kind of hoping you were going to say Kurt Angle's entrance. When
Yeah,
that
but there's a
music
step down.
hits-
Step
yeah,
down,
but
though.
I don't know about that.
But it's fun. It's a
back
step
in the,
down.
Back in the Attitude into the Ruthless Aggression era? Oh, no. That was
Hold on.
was his biggest
when
thing.
Kurt Angle's music,
Angle-
did you get chills? When
Yeah,
Kurt Angle?
I
Really?
did.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
surprising.
Kurt Angle
I didn't think
special.
that.
Kurt
I
Angle
didn't think that.
special, man. Chris Jericho. Break the walls down. Absolutely huge.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely huge.
Still step down, I think.
I don't think not to me. Not especially
I would
not
say
that
Judas
debut.
was bigger than Break the Walls
Judas
Down,
is a
dude.
greater song.
Yeah, well.
I think that's what you might be saying, and I
This
would
is
agree
true.
with that.
This is true.
I would agree. Judas is great.
All right, let's talk about the Women's Rumble.
Sure.
Keys to this, we all know that Ronda Rousey won. Let's get your opinion on that.
I loved it.
Had to happen.
Yeah, I love Ronda Rousey.
How do you like the character change?
What character change? She's
Got
Ronda.
the
She's Ronda.
I hate wrestling fans,
Good.
and I really don't care. I'm coming
Very
here
cool.
for the money type of thing.
That's fantastic. I think that's great.
Here's one thing I loved.
What's that?
Naomi Sonya Deville is turning out to be one of the great feuds, dude. I am sorry. The storyline behind this is you hated the beginning, right?
Well, I am not a fan of Naomi, but you know what? I am really enjoying what Sonya is doing to torture
Yes.
Naomi. It's absolutely
Who
fantastic.
was Naomi's tag team partner that came out? I'm sorry. I
Oh,
forgot the
you're
name.
not going to do this to me. I know who you're talking
Well, you know,
about.
everybody knows
but she
what I'm
got
talking
like
about.
beaten up and
But it was,
tossed out.
but the commentary was
yeah.
when Sonya, they go, oh, there's Naomi's former partner. Sonya goes,
Right,
oh, they're
right,
friends.
right,
Hold
right,
on,
right,
gets
right,
up,
right.
takes off the jacket,
Right,
goes up
right,
and beats the
right,
crap
right.
out of
Yeah,
her.
I thought it was
And how about the
fantastic.
exchange between Sonya and Booker T? Booker T putting on the pre-show, putting a little bad mouth
I
on
missed
her.
that. What happened?
Dude, it was pretty good. It was
missed
like
it. What happened?
Well, Sonya says to him, she goes, "These are different times, Booker.
Oh, no.
You're out of the loop. You're out of the loop." It was pretty rough.
Ow.
It was
look
good
at them
stuff.
trying to do like a fake shoot on the pre-show.
The Bellas who you hate
Yeah, what about him?
came back.
Yeah, so
Feelings on Brie doing the yes chant.
that's fine. Who cares?
I actually saw someone say,
Wasn't there a botch? Did one of them botch?
Well, they're always botching.
Always botching. Nobody
Nikki's
cares.
a much better wrestler than
Brie.
Bree's terrible.
Interestingly enough, that's weird. It used to be the other way around, but apparently Nikki has become like a Vinny Testaverde.
Well, you saw how
at the
that
end of
came
her
out.
career.
Yeah, you saw.
She's getting it right. Well, she had a great match with Ronda, didn't she?
Oh, that was fantastic.
That was amazing. That was,
It was very good.
Was he down at that women's
Revolution,
de-evolution or
that
something
was great.
like that, where they de-evolutionized everything
I love
and
that.
never had the pay-per-view again?
again.
I'm sorry, I had to.
But Bree,
ahead.
I saw someone write Bree should be ashamed of herself
Oh,
that
stop
her
it.
husband's over at the other, and she's actually going
Why
to.
should-
I think it should be the
What?
other way around. You know what I mean?
I don't think it should be either way. If this is where he wants to be and this is where she wants to be, what business is it of ours? Let them do their married thing and mind your own business.
How about Nikki ASH attacking Molly Holly?
Nikki, the almost superhero? How dare she attack Molly Holly?
How good was that? That was fun.
I can't stand her. I hope her cape incinerates and takes her toes with her. I hate that character.
Overall, Women's Royal Rumble. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was okay.
It had all the gimmicks.
It was
in
okay.
I thought it was very good.
Yeah, it was okay. I know that a lot of the independent.
It was better than the men's.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. I
was-
thought that
the
what?
men's
I
fell
thought they were
short,
both, I thought they
dude,
were
in
both
a
men-
lot of
I thought they were
ways.
both men's and men's, and I definitely thought, that the second it happened when Kofi hit that wall and his feet touched, I'm like, oh, you screwed up. And I
That was
knew right
great.
away to
But
the
that
naked
actually
eye.
works out. Finally, he screws up.
I thought it was cool.
I thought it was cool.
What has he
too.
got to lose?
I thought it was great.
And he said the next day, because people are actually picking on the poor guy. Do you know how many miracles he's given us in the Royal Rumble? That's the one positive. You know, I'm not a Kofi fan, but my God.
Yes.
Kofi, year after year,
I agree.
has entertained the shit out of us in the Royal Rumble.
And I agree. It brings
Okay,
realism
so he
to
tried,
it.
right.
It brings realism
Dude, I
to
couldn't
it.
do that. What,
No,
you could do that?
I loved it,
That
man.
was an
I
amazing.
loved it.
And if he had pulled it off, wow. It was close.
I loved it.
He almost did.
I thought it was good.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought it
fine.
was fine.
That's fine.
But again, I think the men's fell short. I thought the Lesnar finishing it up, that had to be.
Yeah.
A lot of people bitching about that too.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
know. But you know what really fell short?
What's that?
Your hero, poo drop.
That was a good match.
That was
dude.
wow. Get out of here,
Dude, all right.
That was like stale
You're not
gum
being
that
fair.
you find on the side of the road, and you
You're not
decide
being fair.
you're gonna
The
chew on it.
WrestleMania,
That was
the
terrible.
WrestleMania
Why
sign
would
went
you
on
chew on
fire.
it?
The
What?
crowd got dead. You didn't
The
know
crowd
about
was
that, right?
dead because Dewdrop came
No,
out.
the WrestleMania sign
Yeah.
went on fire. They had to move everybody out of the area. That's why. Come on, man. You know what?
So if
Dewdrop could wrestle.
so if AJ Styles was in the ring with Edge, and the WrestleMania sign went on fire, do you think that all of a sudden they wouldn't
Yes.
watch it? I don't. I think that they'd be like, wow, the thing's burning. Let's go, Edge.
No.
Let's go. Yeah, they would. Because they will be watching. They
You're
wouldn't be watching.
funny.
Here's the key. Dewdrop. That match was lame. And wow, what a way to serve up an opponent here. Have Dewdrop. Have 7 helpings of this.
I thought it was a good match.
That was awful. That was terrible.
All right, how about Lesnar and Lashley?
I love it. But
Did
I
you
was
like that match?
I love it, but I was also
I thought it wasn't that
I got to
good.
tell you, no, I loved the fact that they shocked the shit out of me.
Really?
Yeah, when I see, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter how it was done, whether a building fell on him or not, when I see Lesnar's shoulders go down and a referee actually gets to
I told
3,
you that was coming, though.
it doesn't
man.
matter if you told me it was coming.
You
could tell me
really?
that
You were
it's-
shocked?
You could tell me that it's going to.
I thought you were like,
that
oh,
it's
yeah,
going to
this is
rain
gonna-
tomorrow, and I'll be like, wow, Mike was right. You know what I mean? Like,
Did you think that match made Lashley look weak?
No.
Dude, he was down for a 10
You don't.
count.
It doesn't
a
matter.
10 count.
I don't care if he was down for 73. This is pro wrestling,
Okay.
where the referees are always getting knocked out,
All right.
where the nonsense is always going on,
All right.
in a business where they tell their own son, "You're fired."
They were a little rough in that match.
Dude, apparently Shane McMahon was a little rough on everybody else with his booking pen for the Royal
Well,
Rumble.
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that at the upcoming show.
Ah, there we
Well,
go.
We'll talk about that on
Lead
the show
in.
behind us.
Yeah.
The parent show. But
The parent show, gotcha.
I thought the match
It was
okay.
okay.
It wasn't
It's okay,
great. It
but
was
it
a
had
little
a great
disappointing.
shock finish, and I was cool with that.
I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I knew it was going to happen.
And you know what's funny? You're so worried about Reigns' reputation. You don't think? Wouldn't you think then that this would hurt Brock Lesnar? That he's been pinned by Bobby Lashley?
No, because they recovered by him going into the Rumble and beating and winning it. Right?
Right. But when does he get his hands on Bobby Lashley again?
I don't know.
Because there's no way that this goes unfinished. I will tell you that right now. Brock Lesnar made the agreement, and I'm actually very proud of Brock Lesnar for agreeing to do this for Bobby Lashley. This was very, very surprising to me. That you have to understand, it's not just the result of the match; it's the fact that
you called this
Vince
a couple
McMahon
of
goes,
weeks ago.
I
You said
understand
title versus
that,
title
but
is
I'm
not
still
gonna happen.
shocked whenever I see Brock actually get pinned. I'm like, wow, he actually got pinned. Never happens with Brock.
You know,
Very
well,
rarely.
interesting. Do you think Brock finally beats Roman at WrestleMania? I think the
Yeah, I do.
record's like 10 to 1,
I do
right?
think
Reigns
he-
has beat him.
I do think that he
95%
does.
of the
I
time,
think that
right?
he does. Yeah.
I don't.
And it's another swerve, and Heyman goes back to Brock.
No.
Here we go again.
You're out of your mind.
Bip, 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 bip. It's wrestling. This is what they do.
All right, how about Ms. Maurice against Edge and Beth? What'd you think of that
Oh,
match?
leave me alone. I went to the toilet.
didn't watch it? It was
I went to
good.
the
It was
toilet and I was
fun.
watching highlights of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You're out of
back
your
when they-
mind. You didn't watch Maurice?
No, I don't give
Come
a damn.
on, dude.
I don't like when they do those kinds of matches. I'm sick of them
Why?
because I think it's stupid.
It's
I don't
fun.
care. I don't care if it's fun.
Jeez.
I would rather see Mick Foley in a barbed wire match. That's fun. I don't want to see that.
Dude, you
I don't
got to have
care
the
about
fun
that.
matches, man.
No, I
Remember
understand.
King Kong
How was
Bundy
it? Was it
against
good?
Little Beaver?
I hated that. That was awful.
that was
King
great.
Kong Bundy with the little guys. That's brilliant.
That was
oh, that's
fun.
just great. That was
You got to
not
have some fun. George the Animal Steel, fun.
George the Animal Steel was fun, but he wasn't with the little guys.
Well, not in that one.
George the Animal Steel was like with Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man doing a program. There's a difference.
Wait a minute.
This
Wait,
couple stuff, like remember that other couples mixed match where John Cena was like, "Will you marry me?"
I
Then
love
they broke up.
Those are the best.
That was garbage. Who
Ronda
cares?
Rousey, Kurt Angle, Stephanie Triple H. That was a great match. Come on, you remember that one?
I don't think that was so great.
Oh my God,
Why was that so great?
it was so good.
Aye.
So good,
So
so
you're
good.
not into the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers?
No,
is that what you're saying?
that's funny. So those are matches that I go. This
No,
sucks.
that's not what I'm saying.
That's
I'm saying though
Those
that I'm not into these. I don't like these couples fighting each other.
All
I
right.
don't give a damn.
Get to the final part. So
Yeah, go ahead.
Lesnar wins the Rumble.
Yeah, he does.
Positives and negatives of the men's Royal Rumble. Any surprises that were you surprised Shane O'Mac came back?
Well, that's really the whole thing. I mean, you know, I was surprised he was there, but I also was very, very annoyed when he actually outpunches Matt Riddle. This is a real fighter, Matt Riddle. I'm like, who's booking this? Then, as we know, and we'll discuss on the Parent Show, apparently Shane was
This is
booking
wrestling, though. It's wrestling.
Now you say this is
I'm
wrestling.
just
I've been
using
saying
your
it the
line.
whole show. But Shane comes along. Hey, I'm 48 years old or whatever I am. I haven't wrestled all year. I'm gonna beat up Matt Riddle. I'm gonna beat up this guy. I'm gonna with my stupid fake rabbit punches, which I hate. They are awful. And he's eliminated. He was one of the last three guys left.
All I could think about
Wow,
was
what are you talking
all I could think
about?
about is that associate producer that used to go, every time WrestleMania's around, here comes Shane McMahon to collect his $1 million.
Yeah, well, you know, apparently this year, I think that annoying guy called Vince, and Vince actually picked up the
It might have
phone,
been.
and he was like,
Hey.
"You're right this time." You know, because Shane just went batshit with the pen, from what I'm understanding.
You can't believe
that was
everything you read.
You know what
man.
though?
Don't be
It's-
silly.
It's kind of don't be silly.
You know,
Did you?
don't
He
believe
beat
that
up a cage fight. He beat up Matt Riddle. Okay, I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna wait. What is wrong with you?
I'll tell you what I think.
you
I
go.
think that the WWE.
Shane's going to go to AEW and kill
No,
it. Like Vince
think-
Russo did. He's
I
going to go
think
over to
the-
AEW
I
and
think-
kill it from the
I
inside.
I think the WWE is reacting to a lot of the internet stuff that goes on.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Wait a
I
minute.
think,
They have a sensitive guy back
I
there like
think- no,
Pharaoh?
I think there's
Did
somebody-
you see what they wrote?
I think there's a producer at Fox that goes, "Oh no,
Okay.
we can't do this."
All right.
And Nick Khan goes, "Hey Vince, we can't do this angle.
Right.
Got to tell your son, got to cut it out.
Right.
Sorry."
Right.
And it's over.
Huh.
I think it's that simple. Or maybe the wrestlers have a little more power since AEW is around and people go, "Yo, Vince, this is bullshit."
I think that
You know what I mean?
now
This
you're-
is bullshit.
I think now you're real warm.
And then they go, "Hey, you know what? We really don't want to piss
Who
off
needs
Matt
this
Riddle.
headache?
We don't want to piss right, you know."
You ticked off half
Shane
the
doesn't
locker
really
room.
care anyway. Shane's like,
Of
"Whatever."
course not. He took the whole year off.
It's like, who cares?
Oh, you want me to come back? Okay.
Who cares? Let me
Those
get my
stupid
Lamborghini.
punches.
Let me
What is that?
get my Lamborghini. and
Yeah, my
you-
Lamborghini.
And now
Yeah,
the wrestling
yeah.
fans won't get to see me jump off
Yeah.
a cage onto somebody.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know,
I'll show them.
I mean, give the guy credit.
Yeah, well,
40-something years
hey,
old, he's a
look,
millionaire. He
hey,
really doesn't have to do this.
You know what?
shit.
And even with all the fun I'm having taking shots at Shane, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
Shane
Come on,
Shane
man.
effing McMahon. Yeah.
I mean, so
we
you know
love
what?
you, Shane, but you know what? Just
So
chill
great.
out
No
for a
Shane.
while.
I
See you in another
look forward
5
to
years.
seeing Shane at WrestleMania. Honestly.
It depends. You know, I heard that his program was going to be with Seth Rollins.
No.
Please go
no.
away. What? Who was it?
His program was supposed to be with Austin Theory. And he's going to
Ew.
fight over.
I like- see, I
he was going to
kinda like
fight
that,
over
though. See-
Vince's relationship with
You
Austin
know what?
Theory.
That sounds great.
Well, it's over.
Why they-
It's over now.
Why? because of his bookings.
Because
in the
that stupid guy was like,
Riddle.
hey,
Yeah,
why do you
you're
have
right.
to pay your
Yeah.
son so much money?
Yeah,
I'm friends
you're
with
right.
someone at Fox.
You're right, right. And he probably wants that giving birth to a hand thing taken off the network, too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting
Poor
you brought
Vince.
that up. I was
He's so
thinking
cutting
about
edge,
that.
and everybody just gives him a hard
I was
time.
watching. Oh, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
I was thinking about the main show talks about this, but
Oh, you mean Monte and the Pharaoh?
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that show.
remember Saved by the Bell?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
So I'm watching Saved by the Bell on Sunday, right? And because I'm channel 33, right? I was setting up
was this
whatever.
Nickelodeon or something?
No, it's Me TV.
Oh,
it's
Me
the one
TV.
with the.
It's on Me TV
right, it's
now.
on Me
Wow,
TV.
this show's really classic at
I
this
think
point.
it was on Me TV.
Yeah, because that's
But
where
anyway,
the old shows
they had an
go.
episode of this young lady sees Zach, and Zach's flirting with her. Turns out to be the school nurse,
Okay.
and she's like really hot.
Okay.
And
This is every teenager's
and
dream.
Zach doesn't want to date all the other girls because he's hot for the nurse.
He's hot for
so
the
the nurse gets with the other students and goes, "I'll teach him a lesson." And he comes in, and she's all sexed up, and she starts hitting on him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how isn't this being canceled on television in today's day and age? Right? I mean, how is this still being
Give it a
shown?
week or two, someone will catch on. It'll be off
But
the air.
do
You
you
better
get my
watch those
point?
reruns while you can.
But do you get my point?
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, whatever happened? Does All in the Family get aired anymore?
I don't even know.
Wait a second. This is supposed to
I mean,
be.
you gotta
What
stop
does this got to do with wrestling?
You got to stop the Brady Bunch, right? With Jan and Glass.
Yeah.
What was his name? Charles Glass or whatever.
Charles Glass.
Remember? Remember the fake boyfriend, Mr. Glass?
Right, yeah. Oh, my God. This is terrible.
You just should cancel all this crap, man.
This
It's
is-
got to just be plain vanilla.
It shouldn't be anything.
God
shouldn't be-
forbid
it shouldn't be
Shane
anything.
McMahon could
You-
come back
you-
and collect
you know
a couple
whose-
of mil.
You know whose fault it is? It's those 4 guys from Liverpool who got off that plane, changed the world. It's
changed it
all
all.
their fault. I actually met a person
anyway,
who thinks that.
Before we
Go
cut
ahead.
out,
Yeah, what do
fans
you got?
enjoy SmackDown and
Yeah,
Rampage.
yeah.
What's your overall grade on the Royal Rumble
Oh, the
2022?
Royal Rumble.
The whole card.
The whole card in general, I had a good...
A, B, C, or D.
I'm just going to leave it like I had a good time, so I'll give it a B. How about that? What do you give it?
I'll give it a B.
Yeah, there you go. It was good. Had
Could
fun.
be a C, but I'll give it a B.
Yeah, you know, it might have wavered between a C plus and a B minus, but I'm going to give it a B.
I will say this.
I'm a nice
It's the first
teacher.
pay-per-view I actually
I give good
sat and
grades.
watched from start to finish.
Well, you know what?
In about 2
For you,
years.
then
Yeah.
it's an A.
I know.
You
That's
did
why
excellent.
I'm like, I actually stayed up to watch this whole thing.
You didn't flip over to This Is Us or anything?
Because you know what? The problem is
Wow,
Peacock. You got to go switch to a cable, right? You got to bounce
Peacock
all
is
back.
not as cool as the old network.
No, but you're right.
with the
You can't
flexibility.
change channels,
Yeah, you
right?
can't
So
do
it's like you got to sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
The
Does
pre-show.
it let you start from the beginning if you don't get it on time? Because I think that's another glitch.
No, you have to wait till it ends and
That's
then watch
bullshit.
the replay. Yeah, you can't. You
I
can't.
mean,
start
what if it's
from the-
8:45 and I
Might
was
have
stuck
changed,
in the
though.
bathroom?
Fans
I don't
could
want to have
correct
to.
us if I'm wrong. I don't watch
No,
it
I
enough.
think you're right. I can't.
I'm more into watching the old, the documentaries. Like right now, I'm
That's
watching for the kabillionth time the Rise and Fall of WCCW with Kerry Von Erich. I'm
With
watching
Kerry
that
Von
again.
Erich. Yeah, like I'm going to say anything.
Because nothing better than watching a bunch of kids kill themselves at some point
Oh,
in time.
that's rough, man. Why don't you just watch Friday the 13th? Jason kills all the kids. It's a lot easier. And it's fiction. It's not
All right, with that, send us out.
You've been watching This Week in Wrestling, and until next week when we still won't know what episode number this is, later.